Good morning, it's Wendy Jacobs here with another quick video message. Guys, this morning I want to talk to you guys about embracing your negative emotions, which is quite different to many of the videos that I've been putting out this year. So you're probably wondering why I'm talking about that. I mean, who wants to embrace their negative emotions and why is that important? I'm going to explain to you in this video exactly why. Okay. So last week I put out a written post called Mirror Mirror, where I spoke about the importance of embracing the shadow aspects of who you are. That a lot of people out there, including myself, have gotten themselves into a pattern, a habit of teaching themselves how to feel good, which can be really useful, yeah? I mean, because that's what we all want. We want to live amazing quality lives, have great quality relationships, and the quality of our lives comes down to the quality of the emotions that we experience on a consistent basis. So training yourself, teaching yourself, disciplining yourself to learning how to feel good is great. But it also, just like any muscle that's overused, it has its weakness too, right? So let's talk about that for a moment. Because what I've learnt is that whatever you resist will persist. And what I'm talking about here is that if you haven't truly embraced your negative emotion and allowed for them to transform, but rather use tools and disciplines and processes to push them down further, then what you will find in your life is that you're going to keep attracting those situations that keep coming up, that are causing you pain, and you're wondering why it's happening. And the reason it's happening is because everything in our external world is a projection of our internal world. And sometimes we have pushed these things so far down into our subconscious mind, really, that we have no conscious awareness of them. But the fact that they're showing up in our physical reality is pointing to the fact that it exists within us, that there is something within us that needs to be looked at a deep, deep level. Now, this can be truly uncomfortable. I know that I avoided it for years, and I don't think it's a process that ever really gets completed. But if you find yourself in a situation where you keep attracting the same things, it might be time to do some shadow work. It might be time for you to learn how to sit comfortably in your negative emotions and give them the undivided presence, love, nurturing, and understanding that it needs, rather than running away from it. Because what happens is a lot of us have, I suppose, developed the habit of when a negative emotion comes up, we're going to do something that feels good. Yeah, let's go hang out with our friends. Let's go exercise. Let's dance. Let's do all those things that I've been teaching you. And yes, those things are very, very important, right? But this is about balancing. This is about balancing your dark with your light, your yin with your yang. Because if you're not balanced, what you find is you'll attract in your external world what you feel that you're deficient in your internal world. And so learning to sit with your negative emotions will help you transform them rather than run away from them, which is what you're wanting to do. Because if you're running away, you're resisting. And if you're resisting, it will persist. And your reality will continue to be a reflection of what it is that you're resisting. Right? So this is what you're going to need to do. This is the process that I've been teaching my clients to help them transform the negative emotion rather than run away from it. When these negative emotions come up, and sometimes they're pretty intense, and for some of you, you know that you get stuck in that place and they can be quite overwhelming, I want you to spend some time being your own best friend, giving yourself the love, the nurturing, the unconditional presence that emotion actually needs. See, because if your best friend came to you feeling like this, I'm pretty sure that most of you would sit with that friend rather than say, get over it, focus on something else, let's do something. Most of us will actually sit there with our friends. I mean, if our friends are like deeply grieving, they're in a lot of pain, we're not going to say, yeah, just get over it. We're going to be there for them. We're going to give them the love, the care, the nurturing, the understanding that friend needs. We're going to be a good friend. And that is extremely healing. So I want you guys to learn to do this for yourself, meaning the next time you find this negative emotion come up in your world, in your reality, in your emotional body, sit with it. As uncomfortable as what it is, sit with it and nurture it. Love it and understand it. Maybe even listen to it. Speak to it. It might sound a little odd, but you might find that the feelings that come up are very justified. So for example, You might be feeling extremely lonely. And your first reaction, your first response is to do something, go see a friend, go do something. But this feeling of loneliness is reoccurring. So perhaps it's time to sit with that loneliness and have a listen to what it has to say to you. So what you do is you embrace it. You sit with it. You give it your unconditional presence, your unconditional understanding, and your unconditional love. Now this, my friends, is true self-love. When you learn to live and sit with your negative emotions rather than push them away and judge them harshly, you are learning to love all aspects of who you are. And that in itself is extremely transformational. That in itself will cause such a massive shift in the emotion that you're feeling that you will find that it just starts to evaporate. That is the power of love. I really do want to keep this video short this morning, because what I really want you to get from it is that if you keep resisting your negative emotions, they are going to continue to persist. You need to learn to give them the unconditional love that they deserve. Now, this isn't something that you're going to just have to hear me say and it's going to create a change in your life. This is a real process that you need to dedicate yourself to and actually do to feel its true and powerful effects. It might be a little bit hard at first for you, but you'll find that the more love, the more care, the more listening, the more nurturing, the more self-love you give yourself, the better you're going to start to feel. Okay, I hope this video has been really helpful for you guys. It's something that was just on my heart this morning and I wanted to share. As always, live consciously and filled with love. Have a beautiful day. Bye.